Well, if we're going to talk about new character designs for Season 5 of The Dragon Prince, let's begin with this one. Runan, who's looking golden. it's too soon? Okay. What's going on, everyone? James here, and today, yes, we are going to get into some breakdowns of 16 new character designs for Season 5 of The Dragon Prince. Now, these new looks are based off of all the screenshots we got and we talked about over the last couple of weeks. And if you missed that video and all of my Season 5 coverage, you're going to want to find those links floating around at the top of the screen and in the description below, because we've been covering Season 5 news leading up to the release date, which is sometime in July. But when we get that confirmation and a trailer, you can find all of those reactions right here on the channel, so go ahead and get subscribed down below, hit that big red button, and hit the thumbs up button if you're a big fan of the Dragon Prince, just like me. Oh, and get loud in the comments. Trust me, I want to hear what you guys have to say about these new looks at some of these characters. Now, we'll talk about whether they're drastically new looks and some of my theories about why they look the way they do in these screenshots, but I did leave out some names, like Adavos or Eravos. I gotta get that right for Season 5. I keep wanting to pronounce the R and roll it. Never mind. And a couple of other characters like Janai and Zubeia. That's only because we haven't gotten full looks at these characters. So when we do, trust me, we'll go ahead and rate and rank all of these characters for Season 5. But before we get there, I just want to break down some of the characters we already have new looks at. So let's get started. So we'll begin right at the top with Lord Viren, who is not looking very much like a lord in Season 4. Of course, we saw him in his beat up, weird, well, dressed down self, where he didn't really look normal until the very end of Season 4. But in the new looks that we got of Viren, we got him in a couple of different environments. Now, the first screenshot is him in his traditional clothing and regalia. He doesn't look much different. If anything, he looks actually like he's in a dream state. That's what my theory is for this scene in particular, because it looks like floating doors right behind him. And also, he's not beat up like he is in this next screenshot. Here we see Terry and Claudia carrying what looks to be an unconscious Viren in the same garb that he had on in Season 4. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of time probably has not passed between Season 4 and Season 5. Of course, we'll learn about that time during Season 5, but even here in this screenshot, he looks like he's beat up. Maybe that ship crashed that I'm theorizing was in those posters. You know, that's Viren, Claudia, and Terry's ship. Or the man just is exhausted, or is probably close to death. I don't know. One of those, scenarios is at play here, because he looks like he's very weak. And honestly, his outfit really hasn't changed. So, you know what? If we're going to have to rate these designs so far, I would probably give Viren's look like a 3 jelly tarts out of 5. I honestly just didn't care for it in Season 4, and it looks like he's probably going to be in that clothing we're used to from Season 4 again in Season 5. So yeah, 3 jelly tarts out of 5. Oh yeah, that's right. We're rating these designs. Alrighty, so let's move on to Claudia, and in Season 4, we saw her in what we kind of are expecting to see her in Season 5. The only thing is, I almost wonder if she adds anything new to her clothing, because in that screenshot, that same screenshot that we saw of her carrying Viren with her boyfriend Terry, her hair does look a little bit different. It almost looks like she's braided it in a different way, at least on the left side of her body. And that is further confirmed in the campfire screenshot that we got, where we do see Claudia braiding her hair differently and it's draped over her left shoulder. So yeah, I mean, her actual outfit hasn't changed, but the braid suits her. So if I had to give, like a rating here, I'd give it like a 3.5 jelly tarts out of 5, because not much has really changed with her, but the braid looks good. Alrighty, so now let's move on to Terry, the murderous Terry from Season 4. I think that, if anything, Terry's outfit is probably going to stay relatively the same. Maybe I'm wrong, correct me if I am in the comments, but in the campfire screenshot that we get, it looks like he's tied something new around his ankles and possibly has a satchel that I think he's been carrying from Season 4. So again, here, Terry's outfit seems to not change, which leads me to believe that maybe only days have passed between Season 4 and Season 5. So yeah, probably like a 3.5 out of 5. Again, I feel like Claudia and her gang, they're not coming in with the cool looks, alright? So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 jelly tarts. So now let's move on to Sir Sparklepuff, also known as the Being, and he was a creepy looking fella in Season 4, but in Season 5, he also looked creepy, if not maybe his skin's a little bit darker in the campfire screenshot that we got. And who knows what the heck he'll evolve into, but again, I don't really love that design. I don't know, maybe y'all love it more than me. Nothing has changed, it seems, in the Season 5 screenshot that we got, so I'm going to give this design a 3 jelly tart out of 5 rating. Boy, they're struggling, aren't they, guys? Sucks to be the bad guy. Now, here is a character that I'm really interested in for Season 5 because we haven't really seen Nyx in a while, it seems. And Nyx's design always looked pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. And in Season 5, we get just a tiny glimpse at least some of her outfit. And it seems to me that there are some notable differences here. One being the way that she styles her hair. I know it's a back profile shot on the boat in that first poster that we got, and it also seems like she has something. Is it hanging over her shoulder? Or maybe that's the nose of the boat. I'm not sure. I think that probably is the nose of the boat, but it does seem like her outfit is largely the same except for her hair changing. And I do think the design is already so darn cool that I can't really rate it anything lower than a 4 jelly tart out of 5 on the jelly tart scale. It's definitely a cool outfit, but again, I almost wonder, I want to see the front profile because I do think that this looks a little bit different. If you look at the previous screenshot, she doesn't really have like a collar, at least that's what it looks like to me, but here, on the boat, at least from the backside, she's got herself a little collar, so maybe her outfit did change. So now let's talk about Callum. Oh, Callum. He's definitely gained a lot of abilities and skills from Season 4, but how does his outfit look like now in Season 5? Well, he looks almost the same. His hair is definitely different in Season 4, but in Season 5, I don't think he looks that much different. In this screenshot, he's talking to Rayla. He seems like he's getting yelled at by Rayla, and his hair does look the same. Even his outfit in this group shot looks largely the same as well. So, you know, Callum hasn't changed. I actually kind of like his hair. I don't really hate it like a lot of other people do. So, yeah, you know, Callum looks cool. He does. He looks cool. I'd give him 4 jelly tarts out of 5. Why not? I know you are not going to give him that, but let me know in the comments if you agree with me. I mean, he looks cool. He's got a little red scarf, you know. It looks good. So now let's talk about King Ezran. Oh boy, I love this guy. He's got himself a cool look, especially in Season 4. I know a lot of you were dogging him for the way he leads because he's a child, but I thought that everything looked really good in Season 4. However, and maybe it's just me, but his hairstyle does look a little bit different. If anything, it looks a little bit shorter. I mean, even in the screenshot with him and Callum together looking up at some object, yeah, it seems like his hair is styled differently. I would say his outfit in these screenshots hasn't changed much, but his hair definitely has. I mean, I'm even looking at it again right now in that screenshot of him, Corvus, and Soren, and his hair does look a little bit, you know, shorter. So I like it. And I think King Ezran's great. And I think his outfit looks good. It's very regal, you know what I mean? So we're giving King Ezran a 4 jelly tart out of 5 rating. You look good, you do. And y'all know I wasn't going to overlook Bait. Of course, we got to talk about our boy Bait, because in Season 4, actually from Season 1 all the way to Season 4, that man's design has not changed. If anything, he's probably gotten more grumpy. As much as I do like Bait, because the design is literally the exact same, and I'm not like in love with Bait like I am with Zim, I think I would probably just give Bait 3.5 jelly tarts out of 5. Even in Season 5, those screenshots that we've gotten so far, he has not changed. He hasn't gotten any bigger, he hasn't gotten any smaller. But Bait is still really cool. His design is like, okay. So yeah, 3.5 jelly tarts out of 5. So now let's talk about Zim. Zim definitely grew up in Season 4, and I really loved to see Zim, you know, actually kind of feel like a teen, if anything, like a teenager. Yeah, I mean, that's around the age that Zim is at, right? So yeah, I think that Zim hasn't necessarily changed too much in these Season 5 screenshots, and I'm not mad at it because, again, it seems like time has not elapsed much from Season 4 to Season 5. So from the looks of Zim, I mean, I still really love the design of this character. So yeah, I would give Zim like 4 jelly tarts out of 5. Again, not too much to really dive into with Zim for season 5 just yet, but who's to say Zim's design doesn't actually change throughout the course of season 5? Because if somebody tries Zim, if somebody tries to get on his nerves, I know Zim is going to clap back, and Zim is definitely going to, well, you don't want to get on Zim's bad side. He might zap you. Now, here's the character I couldn't wait to get to and talk about today, guys, because Rayla, to me, has one of the most interesting character designs so far in the screenshots we've seen for Season 5. But let's backtrack a little bit. In Season 4, we did see her with this awesome new outfit. I mean, she's definitely got a new hairstyle, and I really loved what was draped over her shoulders. It made her look like a boss. I mean, she is a boss, but, you know, even more so in those Season 4 moments. However, in Season 5, when we take a look even at this group shot, she's got some new accessories. Actually, she's got a new weapon, and that is a bow and arrow combination here. Everyone, especially all the real friends in the comments, have been talking about, you all been talking about who those bow and arrows could belong to. Could it just be that she picked it up somewhere? Could it be that she replicated someone in particular's bow and arrows? But I do have a running theory about why those bow and arrows, yes, are Runan's, and yeah, that means Runan escapes from that gold coin. So let's go and backtrack to that initial screenshot we got from Season 5, where we see Stella, Rayla's cuddle monkey, Rayla herself, looking at this coin. They're both sort of in awe, and it seems like they're looking at the gold coin that Terry made Claudia give to Rayla as they were, you know, in this cave collapsing. So I do think that Runan is in this coin, and they're trying their hardest to get Runan out. And when they eventually do, Runan probably will profusely apologize to her. But even in the screenshot with Rayla speaking to Callum, you see an even better look at this bow. And this bow, yes, is very similar to Runan's bow. I mean, it has the same little blade on the end. It has a similar design, and even the arrows that Runan has are largely similar to the arrows that we see poking out in both the group shot with Rayla front and center, and also we see a little bit more of the bow and arrow. I'm sorry, just the arrow actually, now that I'm looking at it, with Rayla, Amaya, Bait, Callum, and Stella. So those arrows are very reminiscent of Runan's bow and arrows. So yes, I'm telling you, Runan's coming back. I wonder if that means we see Rayla's parents too, maybe? I don't know. We'll see what they kind of conjure up with Season 5, but this is at least making me 99.9% sure that she frees Runan, and Runan gives her the bow and arrows that he once previously had in Season 1. So what am I giving Rayla out of 5 jelly tarts? Y'all, we're going all the way up. 5 jelly tarts out of 5. Rayla's character design, outfit, and those bow and arrows, that's just like the icing on top of the cake for me. So yes, Rayla, 5 out of 5 jelly tarts. But, you know, I'm not forgetting about Stella, you know, her cuddle monkey, who doesn't look anything different from Season 4 to Season 5. However, part of me believes that y'all were a little bit misguided in your theory about Stella being evil in Season 4. Stella looks innocent, and it just looks like Stella's looking out for Rayla, and clearly is working together and trust Rayla enough, and Rayla trusts Stella enough to be brought on this adventure together. So yeah, Stella looks the same, y'all. And that means, if I have to give Stella a rating, of course, we're giving Stella 3 out of 5 jelly tarts. Alrighty, so now let's talk about General Amaya, or Aunt Amaya if you are Callum and Ezran. Now, Amaya's design has always been incredible. I love how she rocks this new hairstyle, and her outfit itself, the armor, looks so darn cool. We saw that a lot in Season 4, right? Especially in the B plot with Janai and with Amaya herself. But coming back now to Season 5 in the screenshot that we got of her front and center, no, I'm not counting the one of her hand taking what looks to be like Janai's Sunfire blade. I do think that Amaya looks the same. Seriously, maybe the only difference is that she's got herself a forearm guard, maybe on her right arm here in this screenshot. But other than that, Amaya looks the same, has the same scars still, and her hairstyle is the same. But she does have something else. I don't know if y'all noticed this. I actually missed this the first time. What is that blade that she's got in her holster here in this group shot together, and what looks to be like a library setting or like a really big empty room? That tip the end of that sword looks like it could be that Sunfire blade that Janai is giving to Amaya. So, I don't know, y'all. This is a dope design. And you know what? Amaya's a really cool character. So we're giving Amaya 4.5 jelly tarts out of 5. Try to convince me to give the other half of the jelly tart. Actually, somebody offset just ate it. Never mind. Alrighty, we're getting into the final stretch here, so let's now talk about Soren, who was definitely Ezran's right-hand man. Still silly as ever, hopefully he never flosses again, but his design in Season 4 was pretty cool actually. Looked kind of like that basic design that we kind of are so used to with Soren anyway, but we did get a new look at possibly, well, his hair. I mean, I don't know, nothing does seem different. It could just be the rain altering the way his hair looks to me in the Season 5 screenshot, but again, nothing has changed here for Soren, so he's just consistently in that armor, and looks like he's got himself 5 o'clock shadow that I guess we did see in Season 4 anyway. So yeah, Soren, probably gonna give Soren like a 3.5 jelly tarts out of 5. I still love him as a character, trust me, he was really awesome in Season 4. I gained a new, deeper appreciation of the character in Season 4, but his outfit is like, aight. And let's talk about Soren's buddy Corvus, who in Season 4 we did see have a different hairstyle, sporting maybe a shorter hairstyle, and he looked pretty dope, honestly. I think it's just that scarf in Season 4 that did it for me. And then he looks pretty much exactly the same in Season 5. I did mention though, that screenshot in that rainy setting, his hair does look different, but it could just be the water. And I think he does look a little bit cooler than Soren, so I'm probably going to give Corvus 4 jelly tarts out of 5. Okay, so now we're down to the final 2 characters we're going to talk about today. So let's begin with Karim. And remember when we saw Karim in Season 4? The man was off his rocker. Yeah, that man was crazy. I mean, he was getting a little too power hungry and trying to usurp his sister, and that's not cool. So even though I think Karim's design is actually really dope, it looks really good. Season 5, it almost looks like he's on the run. I mean, we know he's on the run because he was like banished, right, by his sister, but yeah, he looks like he's in some trouble. He's got himself what looks to be like a hooded robe, and he's with one of his, I guess, henchmen, and they're probably trying to sneak around without being seen. But honestly, the design so far, at least in this screenshot, isn't anything worth getting too hype about, so I'd probably give him the Viren treatment. Okay, maybe I'll give him less of the Viren treatment because the facial hair he's sporting there looks pretty good. 3.5 jelly tarts out of 5 for Karim's outfit here, at least so far. And now the final character we're going to talk about today is Kazi. Yes, Kazi, the translator for Janai, who ended up being like a darling character in Season 4 and even before Season 4, but Kazi's cool, man. We even see what looks to be like Kazi in this screenshot for Season 5. I see Callum and Bait clearly in this library. They're scrambling for what looks to be maybe a translation for something. But Kazi, yeah, Kazi looks pretty much the same. I don't really notice too much of a difference with Kazi. Even the sleeves of her shirt going a little bit past her wrist, all the same here. Kazi looks cool, you know, but I'll give Kazi like a 3.5 jelly tarts out of 5. You know, but they better not do anything to Kazi, alright? Kazi's cool, so leave Kazi alone. So there you have it, you guys. We just went through 16 Season 5 looks at characters so far. I'm sure we'll get more looks, maybe even Erebos in an upcoming trailer, but I think what you're going to have to do if you want to see that is subscribe to the channel down below, guys. Go ahead, don't be afraid, subscribe, tap on that bell, and hit the thumbs up button so you'll be the first ones to see new Dragon Prince videos. I mean, July is right around the corner now, and I cannot wait for a new trailer, which will hopefully get this week or next week. They cannot wait too long because it's not good for my health. So y'all, let me know in the comments as well what you think of my ratings, what you would give. How would you rate these 16 characters? Is there one that stands out to you? Of course, the highest rating I gave was Rayla with 5 jelly tarts out of 5. Her design looks great anyway, and then you add bow and arrows. I'm a sucker for bow and arrows anyway. That's awesome. So I really enjoyed these new looks. Some of them, of course, look very similar to Season 4, but guys, I have a funny feeling these screenshots don't tell the full story, and we're going to get some even cooler designs as we get these new episodes in July. So again, y'all, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening. Oh boy. I really hope Viren doesn't get too upset. Gave him a low jelly tart rating. I'm probably going to get pelted with the jelly tart once I hit stop recording.